I'm back. Sit down with Q. Just cut that out.
You good. You good.
Just cut that out.
Just restart.
I'm back.
Okay.
Get up my nerves. All right. I'm back. Sit down with Q, and I'm here with Carlos Gomez. Let me introduce you. Gomez is a talented player all around. Like, he's a versatile player, and he has proven himself in many areas in the game. He holds 5 school records, showing just how skilled and hardworking he is. He has the ability to contribute in different positions and has made himself a standout player. And he's also been recruited to play at many colleges with his dedication and strong performance. On the field, Gomez is ready to take the game to the next level. On to the questions, my boy.
Ready.
All right. So growing up, what was your childhood dream or career? Like, what did you want to be?
I mean, everyone's like when they're a kid, they want to be like a firefighter, doctor. So like
me too.
Probably when I was like little, but then like I used to be like really hands on when it came to like Legos and shit and stuff. Right? I used to be really hands on when it came to like Legos, and I really like to build. So I wanted to be an architect. I wanted to build houses and like design them and stuff like that. So I started off with that, but then I kind of led towards the real estate side of it, selling houses instead of building them.
I feel you ain't gonna lie. I want to be like a cop.
Yeah, because those are like your heroes when like you younger, like real.
Yeah. All right. Can you describe your neighborhood or like the area you grew up in?
We're going to gather up and we're going to hash out some ideas, all right? So 9:15. We'll get this up and ready to go.
We're gonna restart that. Yeah. Can you describe your neighborhood, like where you grew up in, like the area?
So we bounced around a lot. Like we lived in multiple different neighborhoods. I lived in different states. So I can't say one area, but probably the most common area that I lived in for the longest period of time, it was really ghetto. I lived in a trailer park, and a lot of people don't know that. I lived with a whole bunch of like not lived with, but like my neighbors were like crackheads and stuff like that.
Oh, how much did? Here
So-
in the trailer park? Yeah.
Oh yeah, so
kind of
so like that was probably the longest that we stayed there. But now we're in like the nicer part of Youngstown.
What's your favorite part, like where you lived at? Like, where do you wish you went back to?
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah, I lived in Florida for a little bit, and down there it just the areas. There's a lot more to do down there. Definitely.
I mean, yeah, cause down in Youngstown, it ain't really nothing.
Not at all. Not at all.
What were your favorite activities as a kid?
I don't think I've changed much. It was probably skating. I loved going skating, and that's still something that I do to this day. Like I love going to skate.
I can't skate that much. I ain't gonna lie. I be kind of like balling. I mean, like I know like the basics of it. Like I know how to, but all them tricks.
Or you can, hey,
Can't
you,
do.
you can see me going backwards, flipping.
See,
doing
I
all
can't do
shit.
that.
Yeah,
I can't do that. Did you have any hobbies or interests as a kid, and how did it shape you into the man you are today?
I mean, that's almost like piggybacking off the other question, but like I'd probably say like hobbies and stuff like that. I didn't do any sports until I got to a certain age. So like I just was outside. I'd spend my time outside till streetlights came on.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I mean, I was always a football kid. Kind of grew up playing football. I feel like that kind of made me to the person I was today. Because back then, I was a little crybaby. I'm not even gonna lie. So I really started playing football. So like football made me feel tough. You feel me?
I mean, it could do that. I mean, I didn't start playing football till I was like 8 years old, and before that, I did MMA. But
Man.
yeah, I did fighting. So, but then I was like, I quit because I wanted to have summer. Like I wanted to enjoy like with my friends. But then my dad introduced me to football, and when it came to that, I kind of just I fell in love with the game, and it was crazy because I was probably the most whitest, light-skinned kid on the team. I played for the Youngstown Warriors, and there were all black kids on that team.
So yeah,
So it
that
was-
time I played for the Red Man.
At that time, I was like brand new to that, so it's like trying to fit in with a group that I've never been around, and it's definitely like a culture like difference. So, but it was probably one of the best experiences that I've had. My first year there, we went and won the state. I was about to say state championship. We won our Little League championship against the Kings here, actually at Mooney.
Yeah, I remember we played y'all. We lost like 6-0. I was mad.
Every game was like 6-0, 12-0. We wasn't scoring a lot of touchdowns back then.
Yeah, I know. Because Red Man, we used just to beat everybody until it came to like 2 teams. It was it was the Warriors and the Kings. That was like two teams, like the purple and the red teams.
That's what we played.
Could not beat.
And then what's it called? After that year is when they made the Title Chasers.
Yeah,
and
we
then
dropped the title chasers. That's when the Red Men got good. And that's when
Yeah.
we went to the championship. We lost to the
Yeah.
Titans. So,
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
I mean, that is a long time ago. So, did you play with like J.L.?
Yeah,
Yeah, because I remember playing against them. We lost because he caught a pick and scored.
I played with J.L., Will, Mason. Like
I know,
I played with all these cats.
So yeah, you most definitely playing when I was starting. I was starting on the P's. I was a little corner.
What year?
The year that you talking about. Back up.
What is this?
Our project.
Back up. You doing an interview.
Creative entrepreneurship. The class that you need to have a project in too.
I did it.
Man, you just messed up the conversation. I don't even know where I left off at. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like near the same time. Cause I remember when we had played the Warriors. I remember. I think it was rather T or Ferb threw a pick to JL and he scored it for the game-winning touchdown.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That was a while ago.
yeah. So, who's the most influential person in your childhood?
I can't say it's one person. And I mean that by I don't follow one person's opinion. And what I mean by that is my father's given me influence, my mom's given me influence, coaches, teachers, because everybody has their own outlook on something. So I'm not gonna just base one outlook, my entire life on one outlook, because then I'm not trying to be like that person. You got to make your own path when it comes to that. So taking all the information in and then you choosing what's best for you is kind of how I go by that.
Okay. What's your most funny or memorable moment as a kid?
As a kid,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's funny or if it's like messed up sad.
What happened?
So I remember I was like 12 years old. This when I was going to Struthers, and my little brother, he tried to follow me when I went to school, and he was like young, like
3, 4.
yeah. So, and he ran outside with like just a diaper on, and it was like snowing outside, and he was running. You just seen him running down the street. But I thought it was so funny when I seen the video of it, because it was a video. It wasn't even like nobody in my family recording. Somebody was recording like, oh my God, there's a baby, da da da, and it was like it's messed up because he kind of like snuck out the house. But on like the funny side is like he was running down the street in a diaper, and it was like I don't know if that's funny or if that's like messed up.
I'll say one of mine, like, I'll say, kid, I'll probably say going to Extreme Air, not gonna lie. We went a lot as a kid. I mean, a lot. So what's like what's the funniest memorable story in school? Like, let's say like your 5th, 4th, 3rd grade, like what's the funniest thing that you think that happened in school?
So, okay, so this is funny that I look at it now because I'm older. So in my 3rd grade class, do you know somebody named Sincere?
Sounds familiar.
Tall black dude, he goes to Struthers, red and black dreads.
No.
Oh, well, Sincere, he was hitting on the teacher. And she was brand new, so she's never been a teacher before. This was her first year. And he said something inappropriate. I'm not going to say it. And when I tell you that that was probably the funniest thing ever hearing from like a third grader in the moment. And then you just hear the whole class like there's no way he said that. That was silly as hell.
What did she do?
Huh?
What did she do?
She gave him a detention and he ended up getting suspended.
Not gonna lie, mine. You gonna know this person too, like both of them. So Marquise and Cambrell, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
I remember Marquise liked the Cambrell, and then when like Marquise grew the balls to go ask her out, she said no. So he went inside the stall. I mean, like inside the bathroom stall. And broke it. I mean, like he actually broke the stall. I mean,
because that makes so much sense the way that
he got so mad. I mean, like so mad. But Marquise was always the crash. So like when he got mad, he was
no, I swear to God, he started walking around like this, going back and forth. I swear to God.
You see my hands like.
He's did that all the way up to like freshman year. I think he might still be doing that.
Probably.
That's funny.
Probably.
Is funny.
All right. How has your family shaped your values or outlook on life?
I look at them, and this is no disrespect to them whatsoever. This is no hard feelings, but I look at them and I want to do everything the opposite.
I feel you.
Because I see where they're at, even financially, emotionally, even physically sometimes, and I see like that's not somewhere I want to be, and that's why I try to base my decisions opposite of theirs.
I'm gonna say me. Actually, like I'm gonna get heavy on you, but just with my dad and both of my mom's baby dads just do the opposite. So my mom has 5 kids in general, 2 with one guy and 3 with the other. Both doesn't do absolute nothing. So you know, yeah.
I could definitely see that.
What was your favorite subject in school?
Gym. That's a
I mean,
subject.
always.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
always.
I mean,
Always.
yeah.
Always.
But no, probably here broadcast journalism, just because it's a class where you get to record a whole bunch of videos
And actually have fun.
yeah, definitely.
All right. How did growing up during your time differ from your world today?
I was taught growing up that life is so much harder than we think it's gonna be, and it's gonna be this world where nothing's your way and stuff like that, and you can't decide your outcome. But growing up, I see that it's completely different from that, and everything that I do is something that I want to do. Everything that I'm trying to do is an outcome that I'm choosing. So in that way of speaking, it's kind of like trying to find the median between listening to my parents and finding what's right for me.
Okay. So, yeah. So, what advice would you give someone growing up today?
Advice I'd give somebody growing up today is don't take everything to heart. And what I mean by that is everybody has their own feelings and emotions. So like, say you're in a position where you're getting yelled at by your parents and you think that they're scolding you in a certain way, or you feel like you didn't do anything wrong. You got to realize that they have lives too, and there could be something in their life that's going on that's making them upset, and they kind of just reacted towards whatever you were doing. It might not have been that serious, but to them in that moment, they were in the heat of their own moment, so it made them feel a kind of way. So just let everything cool down and don't react in the heat of the moment. So you got to just not take everything to heart right away and stop thinking that things are super, super serious, because they might just be upset in that moment and they just need to calm down.
Okay. I'll say my advice is everyone will not always agree with you. You know, everyone always or might have the different opinion from you and won't always agree with you, and that will start a fight, arguments, you know.
No, definitely.
All right, let's get on the football, man. Let's talk about what you really want to do. What inspired you to start playing football?
My dad, so after I quit MMA and after I stopped fighting, my dad, he wanted me to still play a sport. He wanted me to be active. So he introduced me to football. And at first,
He was like,
yeah, I showed up to the Youngstown Warrior field with my Spider-Man cleats, and I just was running. Like, we were running a lot my first day, and I just realized that I was one of the fastest kids. Like, I was running. I'm like, oh, I might be good at this. And then I just actually started seeing that I was good at the sport. And then once you see that you're good at something, you're going to want to continue to do it. And that kind of just led me to where I am today, about to go play college football.
Yeah, that's how I say I was when I first started playing. So, all right. Did you have a favorite football team growing up?
Yeah.
And who was your favorite player?
All right, I'm going to start with the favorite player because it's kind of how I switched teams, because I was always a Marshawn Lynch fan.
Man,
I mean,
the Legend of Boom.
I didn't have a team, but I watched him when he was on the Seahawks and was like amazed, like, oh my God.
Oh man, all those runs.
Oh yeah. And it made me want to be a running back at first. And then when he switched to the Raiders, I already had people in my family that were Raiders fans, but I turned into a Raiders fan, and we might not be having the best year right now. But I mean, that's still my team, and he kind of made me fall in love with the game right away.
I'm gonna say my best player, who I love. I mean, I always like the Seahawks, even like before the Legend.
Oh yeah, we know.
I grew up a Seahawks fan. Cam Chancellor, and when I played football,
He's a hitter.
Play safety. You feel me? Was a hitter. That's who I looked up after. Feel me? Seeing him come, like watching those hits. Here comes the boom. Always seeing.
Yeah,
feel me?
exactly
Always
what
seeing
you're saying.
Cam Chancellor.
No, definitely.
What position would you rather play besides receiver? Like, what position would you rather main besides that?
Quarterback.
Quarterback.
And what I mean by that is I could throw a football, but my IQ when it comes to football is smarter than most, and I feel like I could lead a team. And for a quarterback, you're not dependent on anybody. The most people that you're dependent on is the line, but when it comes to making decisions, you're the person who you could choose to run the ball, you could choose to hand the ball off, you could choose to throw the ball. You have all the decisions in your head where you can make it, and I feel like we don't have that even here. I feel like, I'm not saying that I'm a better quarterback than some, but I'm a better decision maker than some. So I feel like I could play that position and excel at it.
All right. So, what's the most memorable game you've had this year? Well, throughout your whole career in high school. So, freshman, sophomore, junior, now senior.
My most memorable game, it's between two. And it's my first game, and it's my first game of Mooney football, and my record-breaking game against Mayfield. So what I mean by that is, my first game as a Cardinal, I didn't play till, I remember like it was yesterday, I didn't play till the second quarter. Second quarter, 5 minutes left. They put me in, we're on our own 10-yard line, and Ashton tells me, I'm throwing you the ball. Before the play even starts, that thought's in my head that I'm going to get the ball, and I'm nervous. I'm a sophomore. I'm one of the only sophomores that are playing at this time. Yeah. And I run a post. It was against Boardman. I remember catching the post over my head. I feel a defender slide off of me, and then I feel like I stiff-armed Phil Clark, and he took my shoe off, and I ran for 70 yards with one shoe. And that was my first catch as a Cardinal.
I remember that.
And that kind of set me on a path where everybody knew me before I came to school, because our first game was before school. So that was probably one of the games where I felt like I excelled. But that also goes hand in hand with my record-breaking game, because for me to break the record for most touchdowns in a career, I had a diving catch into the end zone, and we'll play it now. Just wait a second. All right. And that catch right there, it broke the record for the most career touchdowns in Mooney history. And after that, I celebrated with the team, had water thrown everywhere. I got interviewed by WKBN. That was the last record that I needed to break for me to hold every receiving record here. And that feeling was amazing until I broke my thumb at the bell.
I do remember that little nasty. Ugh.
Yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, those two games go hand in hand.
Okay, how has football changed you?
It became my life. And what I mean by that is I don't have anything outside of it, and I'm trying to bring that back because I eat, sleep, drain football. I mean, everything I do is for football. When I wake up in the morning, what I eat, put in my body, what I drink, I have to make sure that I'm doing it for the right reasons. The way that I take care of my body, lifting, conditioning, I'm doing it all for football. And outside of football, lifting, school, and work, I don't do anything. I don't really have a hobby that I do now. And I'm trying to get back into different things like skating and like stuff like that so that I have an outside life because I still am 17 and it's kind of hard having that pressure on your back.
Okay. So, did we ask the question already? What less things are football? I don't think we asked anything about it.
We pause this for, I need
Yeah.
5 minutes.